Yeah, hi, I'm Bruce. Uh, Living in Foster now. Been a teacher my whole life. Married to Ali. Fantastic family. And yeah, up until 2018, life's been great. Teacher for a lot of years. Fantastic family, awesome family. Great church life. Just life was good. In 2018 started, found out a bit of a medical problem which we had to deal with, so that ended up being a tumour. So the diagnosis of the brain tumour led to a trip to John Hunter to have it removed. I was feeling okay. It was a benign tumour, but it was pressing on the brain, so it was going to end up being a bad result if I didn't have it removed. They got that out, but complications led to brain fluid leaking, and that led to 4 further operations, and each time then the fear started to build. The first one was to remove the tumour, which involved, I guess it was one team of surgeons drilled through, cut here, moved the ear out of the way, drilled through bone and everything to find the tumour, then swapped with a team of neurosurgeons who came in and took the tumour out, put everything back as good as they could, so big changes here. The subsequent operations to try and remedy the brain fluid leak, they tried different things each time. Cutting stuff from my neck to fill into when they moved the ear out to pack in there, and that didn't work. Cutting stuff from my abdomen and putting that in there to pack it, and that didn't work. The 5th operation, which seems to have been the most successful, was where they cut from the top of my head down right round to here, peeled everything back and swung things around, and I'm not sure, I'm glad it was them, very clever people rather than me trying to do it. And then sewed all that up. So there was a lot of pain, emotional roller coaster through all this. I did hit at one stage after one of the operations, woke up and they'd had to bandage my head incredibly tightly. And that's the one time in there when I do remember just saying, I don't want to be here anymore. I can't do this anymore. The pain was, I just didn't think I could take it. Then came home, thinking everything was all right, didn't feel quite right, had a seizure at home, didn't realise what was going on. Ambulance took me to John Hunter, and laying in that ambulance, not believing what was going on, going, why is this happening? A little bit of terror going on there, because just knew something wasn't right. And got to John Hunter, got to Taree, and ended up having a few cardiac arrests there. Next thing I know, I'm waking up with a nurse on top looking at someone saying, I think I broke his ribs. And I kept going, and they kept saying, are your affairs in order? And it just was surreal. I just could not believe that this was happening over and over again. Through the whole thing, a lot of questions went through my mind. Why me was a big one. And then when you get a lot of thinking time in hospital, you get to look at a lot of the people around you, and you look around and you go, well, why not me? Then after a while, you start to think, it's not a case of understanding why, it's a case of, okay, this is happening. I need to deal with it. I was sustained through this whole experience by a number of things. I've got an amazing wife who was, there's proof of God. She's God's gift. Family have been awesome. Church, home group, belong to an amazing home group of church. Their prayers, their support have been, well, support is the right word. It uplifts you, it keeps you going. It's you're still going to go through the suffering, but you know you're being prayed for. if you're a child you get a splinter and you run to your father just to hug them, like the splinter's still there, the pain's still there, but you get a comfort and you know that your father's with you. And it's like that with God. That's how I feel. The pain is still there, the suffering is still there, but God is there. God is traveling the journey. I mean, you want to talk to someone who, when you go through something like this, you want to talk to someone who's gone through the suffering, and Jesus has gone through the suffering. So Jesus gets it. God gets it. I guess I get a comfort in that, from knowing that there is a guiding hand and someone walking with me who does get it. It's not a journey that I could walk alone, and I don't feel I have walked it alone. This journey that I've been on, it's changed, well, everything, I suppose, changed a lot of things. There's a lot of things I live with, symptoms that I've got to deal with. Life isn't going to be the same. And I'm unable to work as a teacher. I'm unable to work really because I have trouble with balance and pain. And I've learnt that God's there 24/7. Suffering with God is possible. You can do it because He's the ultimate support. Suffering without God, I don't know how people do that journey. In the Old Testament, they foretold the suffering that Jesus was going to go through for us, and He still came. It's pretty astounding, the depth of God's love for us. Suffering is a reason to believe in God. Going through suffering without God would be a lonely, hard, painful journey with no support. Suffering with God gives you hope. You are uplifted. You feel the future will be fine, whatever the future is going to be. When Jesus came, suffering was what happened to Him. He suffered, but He suffered for us. He died for us so that we will have eternal life, so we will have peace. So if we are going through suffering ourselves, it's nothing compared to what Jesus went through. So Jesus gets it. If we're walking that path and Jesus is with us, we're walking with someone who gets us, who feels us, who supports us, who's given us hope for eternal life. So I can read the script, and the script mightn't have the ending that I want as far as pain or a longer life or whatever it happens to be, but at the end of that script is going to be eternal life. And that's thanks to God. It's thanks to Jesus' sacrifice. So that's our hope. On our life journey, a lot of things are going to happen to us. Some things will be tricky, but they're impossible without God. But the end is going to be good. If you're going through suffering and you don't have God in your life, have a chat to someone, whether it be a pastor, whether it be a friend who goes to church. Pick up the Bible, have a look. There is something in there that will relate to what you're going through, that you will find comfort in, that you'll find support in. You've got nothing to lose, but you've got everything to gain. So have a look.